Our top story tonight focuses on a nonprofit that took to the streets of Beaumont to spread the word of God and change lives. Highways and Hedges travels all around Texas and across state lines to bring people closer to God and give them hope. They target those with a criminal past or people with other life struggles. And tonight they marched down Crow Road in Beaumont, stopping at apartment complexes to make speeches and to touch others. After today's march, Highways and Hedges President Montez Powell spoke with 12 News to share more about how this nonprofit goes to work.
When we go into these environments and we teach them that he that stole, let him steal no more. We teach them about the higher power said that. The higher power told us to forgive and not hold hatred in our heart.
Powell says members of Highways and Hedges come from all around Texas, even Louisiana, to take part in today's march. He says they've seen less crime in the areas they've visited, and he looks forward to having more marches in Beaumont in the future. All right, let's get things over to the storm trackers and a check of your weekend forecast. The live view outside in Lake Charles on our Roofing 911 Sky Cam network. Clear night out there. Meteorologist Carrie Cooper in the Storm Tracker Center. Carrie, a little drier this weekend before the rain picks up this week.
Yeah, we had a few scattered showers and thunderstorms today. Looks like we'll see a few tomorrow. Not a whole lot of activity expected tomorrow, but there'll be a few around. But yes, it will increase as we head into early next week. Right now we have temperatures in the lower 80s. It is a humid night across the area. 81 in Silsbee, 84 in Orange, 79 here in Beaumont. Temperatures upper 70s, close to 80 up in the Lakes area. And your forecast the next 3 days, look for a 30 to 40% coverage of scattered showers and storms for Sunday, but a big jump Monday up to a 70% coverage, showers and thunderstorms. Could see some 1 to 2 inch rains in spots on Monday. Still a 60% coverage even on Tuesday. And your overnight lows tonight, but it's going to be a warm, muggy night. We're expecting lows to drop only in the middle to upper 70s. We'll have more on your forecast and the latest in the tropics coming up a little later.
All righty, thank you, Carrie. It was a busy day for 12 News staff as they tried to clear the shelters at the Humane Society. Tons of cute faces out there looking to find their forever home, and a good chunk of them got lucky today with a big turnout of adopters. One gentleman even says he saw this Siberian Husky on 12 News. He said he simply had to have her, so he showed up there. He said he was the first one there so he could take her home. Look at that face. Awesome stuff there. This is an annual partnership that 12 News does with the Humane Society, and it was another big success this year. During the event, adoption fees are at a discount, and if you didn't make it this morning, you can still cash in on the discounted rate.
There's plenty of other days to come by the shelter.
There are. So all of our Clear the Shelters pricings will last through the end of the month. So August 31st, last day to come out here and participate in Clear the Shelters.
You heard it there. Discounted prices running through the rest of the month. Taylor Westfall there with the Humane Society telling us they had 13 adoptions today, which goes along with 80 adoptions that they had just for the month of August alone. That's great stuff. It was a busy day at the tennis courts over on College Street in Beaumont. The Municipal Tennis Center was hosting the 102nd Annual Labor Day Classic. It's running through the rest of the weekend. This is the longest running tennis tournament in the state of Texas, 102 years. Some of the biggest competitors from all across the nation come across to compete in both singles and doubles matches. Players from all skill levels, amateur to pro. Like I say, they come from all across the country, and organizers say this tournament keeps getting bigger every year.
And then last year we came out and we had 143 adults and 17 youth. And like I said, this year we got 155 adults and 20 youth. So it's getting bigger and bigger. So it's been a great turnout. We're glad that people are coming back out, enjoying tennis and having a good time.
And as the tournament grows, so too does that prize pool, up to $8,000 on the line this weekend at the tennis courts. Final day of the tournament is tomorrow. The championship match is going to be taking place there at the Beaumont Athletic Complex. Again, that's over on College Street.
I'm struggling just like the very day it happened. It's extremely difficult for me to be here. It's extremely difficult for me to live day by day.
Things not getting any easier for the families of Uvalde. They participated in the March for Our Lives rally today at the Capitol in Austin. Those families demanding Governor Abbott call a special session to discuss school safety and to raise the minimum age to buy an assault weapon to 21. Family members there holding the signs of their lost loved ones as they called on the governor to take action. Senator Roland Gutierrez also speaking on what it may take to enact some change.
Change may just have to come at the ballot box, and it's my hope that people begin to yell and scream from the rooftops because, again, you know, being a victim of a crime doesn't have a partisanship attached to it.
So far, no response from the governor in respect to this rally today. Meanwhile, we're 72 days and counting until the November election. Governor Abbott was campaigning this morning in Richmond. He was also visiting Fort Bend County this afternoon, where he won the majority of the votes in 2018. Today, he told his supporters why he thinks he will win it again and also the election again.
As we gather here today, I'm running on a record where for the past 4 years since I was last reelected, Texas has added more new jobs than any other state in the United States of America.
Abbott claims that hundreds of thousands of jobs, new jobs, have been created in the energy sector. The governor is scheduled to be in the Woodlands tomorrow to talk about the state's response to fighting drug overdoses. Meanwhile, Beto O'Rourke criticizing Abbott over his gun policies in a tweet today. He said, quote, "The only thing that Abbott has done in response to repeated mass shootings is make it easier to carry a loaded gun in public without any background check, training, or permit." Governor Abbott signed permitless carry into Texas law, that is, last year, and it allows most individuals 21 and older to carry open or concealed handguns without a permit. All right, we turn now to the new details on the investigation at Mar-a-Lago. After FBI officials found confidential documents, the question is now on whether former president may have compromised national security. ABC's Christine Sloan reporting on the latest tonight.
The Director of National Intelligence will conduct an assessment of any potential risk to national security that may have resulted from classified documents being held at Mar-a-Lago. Democratic House committee chairs had pushed for a review, saying after seeing the unsealed affidavit, quote, "It is critical that the intelligence community move swiftly to assess and, if necessary, to mitigate the damage done." The National Archives said that after several requests, Trump's team handed over 15 boxes of materials in January, including 184 documents marked classified. The DOJ concluded it needed a search warrant because it believed more national defense information was still at the former president's home.
Despite repeated efforts for the government to have that government property returned, the former president and his team refused to comply.
The newly unsealed affidavit used in the request for that warrant is highly redacted. The DOJ explained those redactions, writing the government has well-founded concerns that steps may be taken to frustrate or otherwise interfere with this investigation if facts in the affidavit were prematurely disclosed.
Anyone involved in the process of moving these documents, storing these documents, is definitely and should be concerned.
Former President Trump has been critical of the investigation and claims he did nothing wrong. But despite his criticism of the redactions in the affidavit, his legal team did not argue for its release in court. Meanwhile, a federal judge appears to be leaning toward appointing a special master to oversee the review of evidence recovered from the Mar-a-Lago search. Arguments on the issue have been scheduled for September 1st. Christine Sloan, ABC News, New York.